Hello everybody, welcome to another Mukbang Mondays with your boy Paul, because you're on my channel, so I figure this is where you find me, telling you stuff. But this mukbang, I'm going to be diving into the one, the only McDonald's, because eventually I feel like, you got to tackle McDonald's. And of course I got to make delivery style because COVID, you want to be safe. Got some DoorDash, holla at the DoorDash. So I got that, we know it's safer here. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about editing and why I edit, why I like to edit, how I fell into editing so often, and pretty much how editing affects my day-to-day habits and how I live my life. Pretty much is centered around editing things. Because I like it, because it's fun, because, a whole variety of things. So let's see what we got here. Make sure the audio's still rolling. You gotta make sure the audio's always good. This is a heck of a package. All right. New crispy chicken sandwich. Got my Sprite. I was thinking about getting a McFlurry. Oh, it comes with a little drink holder too. I was thinking of getting a McFlurry or a Shamrock Shake, but I don't know. I can't really do milkshakes in the afternoon. I don't know what time it is with you. I could do a milkshake to end my day, or a Shamrock Shake. Wow, there's a lot of ice in this. It is like all ice. I'm hungry. I've been waiting for this all day. Did I have any? I feel like it's missing something. Oh no, it has everything. All right, of course we gotta get McDonald's Fries. Get a good look at those. That's good. That's good. Got the epic spicy chicken sandwich, which is very Popeyes of them to put them in a bag. Interesting. We'll have to dive into that. And then we got the 10-piece chicken McNugget. Looks real delicious. Let's see. Make sure there's 10 in here. Oh yeah, there's 10 in there, baby. Got some sauces, some napkins. It's missing sweet and sours. Pardon me. It's missing my sweet and sour sauce, but that's all right. But before I dive into these delicious items, and the one thing I've noted, and the one thing I've realized in the previous weeks are people have been getting on me about not finishing my meals. Now, well, I'll say I probably won't finish this whole meal in front of you all, because, it's a lot of food, and I'm going to finish it eventually. I will say, make sure you guys are seeing all this, seeing the plethora. I will say that I will try to do my best, and I'll try to eat as much as I can, because what's a proper mukbang if you're not even at least trying? So this is adequate enough food where I think I could give it a college try, as they say. But why did I start getting into editing? Why do I like editing? How did I fall into it? Well, in college, my first couple years in college, I took an editing class and I really liked it. And back then we learned on Avid. Avid is a program that a lot of high professional companies use and a lot of productions use, like film feature level stuff. And so we learned on that in college. Now, as I went through college and I had experiences using it, I didn't have to use it that often because I was more of a writer in college. I wrote spec scripts, I wrote pilots, I wrote a feature. I took a lot of different writing classes because that was my ultimate goal out of college, was to go into writing, like in a writer's room, or to write features and get them made. As if that was, like, in my mind, my 20-year-old mind, I was like, that's so easy, you could do that because they want us to write in college all the time, so why wouldn't it be that easy to go into it? But obviously you learn, and hopefully if there's a film student watching this is 20, 21 years old, you learn that it's not that easy, obviously. And you kind of have to find and make your way, either do production assistant work, random work on sets, usually production assistant work. But the way for me that I got work right after college was through editing. And I edited this web series for this gentleman, Dr. Puff, where it was called The Holistic Success Show. this was a great experience for me because it was right down the road from my parents' house, so I was able to live at home still. And then I also had the opportunity to edit and shoot for him. And I'll show a clip of that right here, a little clip. I don't know if I can use the audio, but I worked for this guy for about like a year and a half. And it was such a cool experience because I learned a lot from him as far as like living your life holistically and living, you know, your life wholly and like really, fulfilling each day with things that you want and things that you need. And then also I got a lot of practice on editing, filming, shooting. And I mean, he would pay me pretty well too at the time. So I was fresh out of college. I was getting to do what I love to do, film, shoot, and edit. And it was awesome. I was living at home. Then from there, the thing was, I got more editing gigs because I feel like that's where all the work was. And I don't know if this is still true today, but I know like 8-9 years ago, nobody really wanted to edit. Like nobody wanted to edit their own thing. So it was relatively easy to get work in editing because, you know, it is time consuming. There's a lot involved with it. Even back then, I wasn't really that into it because I just knew I could do it. So I was like, all right, well, I need to make money. So this is a way for me to make money. You know, as the time progressed and I did more projects and I got more into different things, I worked for a yoga studio and I did their tutorial videos where I edited all their stuff. It was hours and hours of tutorial videos about yoga practices and spiritual healing and breathwork meditation. And through that experience is where I started really getting into editing as far as the ability to be quick at it and knowing that I could manipulate it really easily and quickly. And then I kind of fell off of editing for a little while until I met Michael. And then when I started editing Michael's sketches and doing them so frequently, I started just like falling in love with it all over again. And being able to manipulate the work and the programs effectively is what helped that. And that because of those experiences I had before that. So now I'm at that point with editing where I find that it's more just like what can I do with the things that I have. And I'm always learning. I mean, the cool thing about editing is like they're always updating the programs and there's always more and more things you could do with it. And I'm constantly watching YouTube videos about tutorials that are things like, oh, that's how I could do that easier. This is the shortcut for that. So there's no end in the amount of things that you could watch to get better at those programs and that software. And I'll talk about the programs and software in a second. But first, I'm going to dive into this spicy chicken sandwich. Look at that. Has anybody ever here do the French fries in the sandwich? I'm not going to do it yet, but I'll probably do that on a bite just to show you guys. Do the French fries in the sandwich. It kind of annoys me. I ordered the sweet and sour in the barbecue with the chicken nuggets, but only got the barbecue. That's what happens when you do delivery. The McDelivery messed up, bro. Messed up. But that's okay. Got one of these guys. So do you know that the chicken nuggets are they have names for each nugget. I think it's the bone, the bell, the ball, and the hook, the horn. Did I write it down? The boot. The bone, the bell, the ball, and the boot. So this is probably the ball. This is the boot. They don't really look that differently. I guess this is that's the bell. I don't know, man. Alright. Let's dive into the spiced chicken sandwich. So pretty much the spiced chicken sandwich, it's a potato bun. You got crinkle cut pickles. Crinkle cut pickles. I was like crinkle. Anything crinkle cut's pretty good. You gotta be happy with crinkle cut. Crinkle cut French fries from Del Taco. Anybody that's from California, you know about that. Crinkle. Kris Kringle. You know Kris Kringle, right? You got some spicy sauce. There's not very much spicy sauce. They call it the original McDonald's spicy sauce. I don't know what that means. Nothing on the bottom, no cheese. Oh, there's more sauce on the bottom. And of course the patty. So this is what they've been hyping up. McDonald's has been hyping up this spicy chicken sandwich. I guess it's in competition with Chick-fil-A and Popeyes. Both of those sandwiches are fantastic. So let's see what this one's all about. I don't know. I know it's in competition with those other ones. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm missing it. It's kind of spicy. There's definitely spice to it. But while I don't back Chick-fil-A's morals, when I did eat their food, their chicken sandwich was pretty good. And Popeyes, well, their chicken sandwich is great. So Popeyes had a lot of hype. If you haven't had the Popeyes chicken sandwich, it had a lot of hype. But they do the chicken sandwich right. Not everything there is that good, actually, too. It's only they really only nail the chicken sandwich, in my opinion. I guess they have red beans and rice. It's all right. Good. Well, let me tell you about the editing programs I use. So I use Final Cut Pro 10, and I originally started on Avid, and from Avid, I use that in school all the time. And when I left school, Avid was super expensive, so I couldn't just jump and get Avid. When I left school, I got Final Cut Pro 7 from a friend of mine, and Final Cut Pro 7 was great. That's the program where I really kind of learned my editing chops on, where I was in front of that thing for hours and hours and hours. And by doing the Holistic Success show is where I really kind of learned, because I wasn't super versed in editing on that program up until that point. But in my mind was I could sit in front of this thing hours a day. At least I'm getting paid to do it, because this is something I really want to do. So I learned kind of through that. And then as Premiere came out and Final Cut Pro 10, well, Premiere was out, but as I started getting more versed with Premiere, I started kind of using Premiere because it was a similar interface. And you could tie it in with Photoshop, which I'm familiar with, and After Effects, which I'm still kind of working on, but After Effects you could tie it in as well. And then in Final Cut Pro 10, I started getting a little better, more updated, and I really liked Final Cut Pro 10, to where almost now, unless a client or someone I'm working with wants me to use Premiere, I almost exclusively use Final Cut Pro 10. And I always encourage people that if they're just starting out, it's a really user-friendly program. The only drawback is that it doesn't really tie in with the Photoshop and all the other extra programs. So it's yeah, you could do Final Cut Pro 10, but then you're holding yourself back from using some of the other Adobe programs that are so amazing and great. So it's kind of pros and cons to it. But for purely video editing, I like Final Cut Pro 10 better. And then the one thing that I always hear from people is that people say the programs are too expensive. Well, I have used this program called DaVinci Resolve before. It's free. It's a free editing program, and it's actually an amazing coloring program. So you can really color your footage up. It's meant to be used for, I think, Blackmagic cameras. That's I think the original design for the program is for Blackmagic, because they shoot in a RAW format, and then you kind of color it up in post. And RAW format means it strips away everything, so you're shooting the highest resolution, but you're not getting all the details. So in post, you're going to get some of the details, and you're going to brighten things up because it's taking as much as it can in. So you're shooting raw, the most basic RAW you can. So it loses color when you're shooting, but in post, you can heighten everything to the nth degree. A little more than you could if you just shoot standard. I think I got all that right. I don't know if there's any raw experts out there, which I'm sure there's a lot. So there's a lot of raw experts, all right? And I'm not talking about WWE Raw. I'm not talking about sex. Even though some people are thinking that, but I'm not. I'm talking about cameras. But those are some of the programs. I really like Final Cut Pro 10. Premiere is amazing too. It's just kind of, honestly, when people are like, oh, what do you use? I mean, at the end of the day, editing's editing. It doesn't really matter what program you use. It's just what's gonna affect it is just your ability to edit. There's nothing it's just buttons and deciding where, buttons and how you lay out the clips. But once you get to the editing of it, there's timing, there's pacing, there's breaking down the clips, there's organization. All that has nothing to do with the program. You may like one way a program does it more than the other, but you can kind of form the programs the way you want them to. I'm gonna do the layouts the way you want them. I like McDonald's. I feel like too many people rip on McDonald's. Gets a bad rap. Supersize Me. Killed the whole McDonald's agenda. Killed the big burger industry. Or should I say big pollo industry? Am I right? Chicken sandwiches. Let's see how much time I'm doing here. Doing a lot of time today, guys. I want to make sure I finish this meal for you. Gotta finish the meal. Everyone's been telling me that. Some people call me Paulie Big Bites. Because when I eat, I take some grande bites. I'm not Italian, but grande bites sounds Italian to me. Oh yeah. I wanted to do fries on a bite. I feel like people do this. A little fry in the chicken sandwich. Ooh, it's getting a little spicy. I think the sauce is extra spicy because at this point, is this better than Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? No. It's not. McDonald's. What's your go-to? What's your, everyone at home? I know not everyone wants to eat McDonald's. They don't eat McDonald's that often. Some people do, some people don't. But if you're on a road trip and you're chilling and you're having a good time, what is your go-to McDonald's meal? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, you may just win a free McDonald's meal if it's something original. Have you guys heard of McGangbang? A McGangbang? It's a McChicken inside of a Whopper. I think it's a McChicken patty inside of a Whopper. I don't know, I haven't tried it, but it looks kind of interesting. Like you have to order, it's like a secret menu off McDonald's, like In-N-Out type thing. The thing is, this is definitely better than the McChicken. Like hands down better than McChicken. The McChicken's probably one of the worst chicken sandwiches, even though I've eaten like hundreds of them in my life. Because it's only like $1. They used to only be $1. But this is definitely better than that, but it's just like not up to par with like even KFC. The KFC's I don't consider even that good of a chicken sandwich, but this isn't. Was that good? No. I probably wouldn't get it again, honestly. I don't see myself getting that chicken sandwich again. Even if I went to McDonald's, I'd almost I'd probably just get like a cheeseburger or something. I wouldn't get the chicken sandwich again. I mean, I might, I guess. Actually, maybe I might. Maybe I'm going to backtrack that a little bit because I don't. People are going to take pictures of me at McDonald's. It's going to be a whole thing, you know, for the 400 views this gets. It's going to become a thing. I don't know. McDonald's soda always tastes so much better. It always tastes pretty good. But yeah. Now I'm just like kind of like an editing god, as they say. No, I'm not. I mean, there's still so much I can learn. But I've fallen in love with editing and the fact that I feel like you could really tell a story. So the same way in college when I was able to write a story and tell it, editing really allows you to make the story your own through the footage and the cuts. So I think it allows me to really kind of be like a post-production writer in the sense of telling the story and creating comedy. Especially with the pacing and the timing, I think that's really important with comedy editing. But let me know if you guys have more questions about editing. I know this one's kind of all over the place with editing and the food and the spicy chicken sandwich and the premieres and the programs and all the above. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you enjoyed sharing this meal with me. I know I didn't eat it all. I get it. But my plan is to eat it all. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like editing? Do you like the way I edit? Have you seen a Michael 100 video? What about those sound effects? Are they too much? Too little? McDonald's French fries. Are they the best fries around? There's so many questions to be had in so little time. But I want to say thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this mukbang. Should I still do these mukbangs? Am I going crazy? Do you like to watch me eat? I don't know. There's so many answers, so many questions I have. But for now, I'll say goodbye. Thanks for watching.